ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of NXT, as we are just a couple weeks from the NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver card. Tonight we have a massive main event. Ilja Dragunov teams up with the North American Champion Karrion Kross to take on the Revival, with CM Punk right by the Revival side here tonight. And here we go with our first matchup of the night. It is going to be Odyssey Jones, the big man, taking on Christian Cage to open up here on NXT. Now we know Christian and Rusev, these two men that have an alliance here on NXT, will be part of that huge, massive 8-man Money in the Bank matchup as of right now. The final Money in the Bank card for that 8-man Money in the Bank matchup is going to be Wesley, Christian, Rusev, Santos Escobar, Big Show, Chris Jericho, Bryan Danielson, and Jon Moxley. And later on tonight, actually, we're going to have Wesley and Santos Escobar going at it one-on-one to figure out that, who's going to be able to get momentum heading into Stand and Deliver, which is just a couple weeks away, which is absolutely amazing to think about. But now, we're going to see what the big man, Odyssey Jones, is going to be bringing to the table, ladies and gentlemen. Big man, a lot of people are saying that he has kind of that upper body look, the looks of like Mark Henry, with just how he carries himself with the strength and power. And I definitely see it. Mark Henry, one of the strongest men, and from all the workouts we've seen from behind the scenes and stuff like that, I think Odyssey Jones is going to prove why he's going to be a big building block here on NXT. And I think that's a tremendous compliment to be compared to Mark Henry. Mark Henry, one of the strongest men in the world, still is one of the strongest men in the world, even though he may not, be here anymore wrestling or whatever. I bet you if you challenged him to a weightlifting or to a competition, strength competition, he'd be able to outwork you. So, we'll see how he fares tonight against the veteran Christian Cage. Christian and Rusev, both of these men are looking to grab that Money in the Bank briefcase in a couple weeks' time. And they'll be able to challenge, or if they win the Money in the Bank briefcase, obviously they'll be able to cash in at any time that Money in the Bank briefcase. And the question is, who would Christian... obviously we had the NXT champion CM Punk, but I guess it doesn't really throw out the other ideas of challenging for the North American Championship as well. But here we go. Referee ringing the bell. Here we go. A big test for Christian, as we are just a couple weeks away from that Money in the Bank bout. And for Christian, it's going to be hard to even get any maneuvers going against Odyssey, because he's just too big of a man, and he's showcasing what he does right now. You're not going to be able to get any offensive maneuvers in. That's a big clubbing blow. And Odyssey Jones all fired up. Odyssey Jones knows how big of an opportunity this is right now against a man like Christian DDT and Odyssey Jones. Just like that, referee in position. A little bit too close for comfort there. And for odds heading into that Money in the Bank matchup, I don't think there's one superstar in that matchup you could say that has more momentum out of all these superstars, because this matchup is all about getting, I guess you wouldn't say getting lucky, but it'd be the right place at the right time. Because all these superstars are going to be beating the living crap out of each other, put through tables, falling off the ladders, destroying each other at ringside. But it's about the people that are in the middle of it, and you might be able to get your hands on the Money in the Bank briefcase for the longest time, but then all of a sudden you're going to have someone coming from behind, throwing you off the ladder, and they climb up the ladder and easily grab it from you. So it's just one of those things you've got to be very, very careful in this matchup. And we know Christian has one of the best TLC records, obviously, because they helped build the TLC matchup. Obviously, Christian and Edge. You had the Dudley Boys, the Hardy Boys. Even you could throw in a couple other tag teams, but those three tag teams were the majority of the TLC matches. Look at that. Innovative swing there from Odyssey Jones. Odyssey Jones feeling himself up here. Going for the clothesline. And now, after that clothesline connected, back body drop connects. And Odyssey Jones wants to put him away with the spine bust. And the Redeemer getting involved here. But now the Redeemer is saying, hey, don't have to. No, spear! Spear out of nowhere. The Redeemer helping out some way. 2. No, 2.5. That spear almost saved Christian this matchup. Odyssey Jones has dominated this match for the most part. Let's see what Christian has to do here to put away Odyssey. Crowd Satan fight forever. We'll see if they'll be able to fight forever in this matchup or not. As Christian. Oh! Impressive DDT there from Christian. They're not going to put him away just yet, it seems. Can you hit the unprettier? Kill switch engaged. Right there to Odyssey Jones. Is that it? 1, 2, 3. Christian Cage with an impressive victory tonight over Odyssey Jones and with the help of Rusev here tonight on NXT. Odyssey Jones was all fired up, and then all of a sudden, we had right there Rusev got up on the apron, kind of distracted Odyssey Jones enough to where Christian could hit that spear. Obviously, it was not enough at that point in time. Right, the kill switch was engaged, and Christian continues to build momentum heading into the Money in the Bank matchup at NXT TakeOver. Stand and Deliver. Will this be the next Money in the Bank holder? Impressive first match there from Christian taking on Odyssey Jones there. Odyssey Jones, I think if Rusev wasn't out there at ringside, I think maybe Odyssey Jones may have been able to pull off the upset, but not tonight anyway. Now we have another Money in the Bank participant matchup here as Wesley will be a part of that big 8-man Money in the Bank matchup. Wesley will be taking on Santos Escobar. This very well could be the show stealer of the night. Wesley, one half of MSK. For Wesley, his one tag team partner Nash Carter has been out with some personal reasons, some personal issues for a very long time. So obviously Wesley has been having to go into a singles career by himself, but Wesley has been kind of hinting at there may be a replacement for Nash Carter until maybe he ever figures that out. So we'll see if that ever comes to bout with MSK, if Wesley will be able to actually get his partner, not Nash Carter, but another superstar to join him in the tag team division. But now, here comes Santos Escobar. There is Raul Mendoza, ladies and gentlemen, right there. Normally Santos Escobar is that one, but it seems like there's a lot of times where we see all three of these superstars kind of change positions when they come out, which is no big deal. But ladies and gentlemen, Santos Escobar very well could be the next Mr. Money in the Bank for NXT. If you guys remember correctly, before we've had one previous Money in the Bank holder. That was Johnny Gargano at one time, and that man would try to cash in on his bitter rival Tommaso Ciampa. And Tommaso Ciampa squashed a superstar at that time. I believe it was a couple weeks or a month or so after Gargano won that. Gargano tried cashing it in on a random NXT episode, and it was a failed cash-in. So we'll see if the next Money in the Bank holder will have better odds this time around. Legado del Fantasma, former NXT Tag Team Champions, and we'll hopefully find out relatively soon who they will be facing at NXT TakeOver. Not Legado del Fantasma, but the Grizzled Young Veterans, who are the current NXT Tag Team Champions. It's like Santos Escobar coming out of the gate really quick. And this matchup is going to be very fast, high flying. If you close your eyes, you may see a dive into the crowd or something crazy. If you think about it, anything is possible. As now Santos Escobar looking to fly here. Escobar, frog splash there to Wesley. Pinfall. 1, 2, 3. Very close. Santos Escobar nearly building some momentum heading into that Money in the Bank matchup. But we know Wesley, he's a fighter, man. He is not going to go down without a fight. Wesley now looking to maybe get out of the way. Santos Escobar telling him to get up to his feet here. Santos, the flying cross body. Santos is just too much of a high flyer that he kind of overestimates the superstar and just easily just flying over him. But luckily for him, he's able to stay on Wesley before Wesley was able to even capitalize. Over the leg drop, Wesley a little bit faster in that exchange. Seems like for the most part in this matchup, Santos Escobar has been a little bit faster and quicker. And I think for Santos Escobar, he's probably one of the best well-rounded superstars that we have here. He can speak on the mic, he can wrestle in the middle of the ring, brings that lucha libre style. You know, he can do a little bit of everything on that mic, in the ring, and that's what you like about a superstar, even if you may not like their intentions here. As a big old suplex here. Taking Wesley to Suplex City, you could almost say here. As now Escobar, beautiful suplexes outside here to Wesley. Wesley is in trouble at the moment. Can Wesley get back in the smash? No, right into that glass barricade here. Need to get back inside this ring. Referee at a 7. Can Wesley get back in here? And Santos Escobar is eating this up right now. Are we going to have ourselves a count out? We're at an 8 now. Wesley thinking about getting back in the ring, and he does, avoiding a count-out victory here. Would have been a shame to have a count-out victory there. As now Santos Escobar with a leg drop that finally connects to Wesley. Wesley has just not been able to get much going tonight against Santos Escobar. Escobar bringing his A game tonight. Oh, go for that frog splash, double knees up. Can Wesley pull off a big win tonight? Oh, with a 1 count. And when you guys think about this Money in the Bank matchup, ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot of big names, a lot of veterans in this matchup, and I think there's a couple underrated names when it comes to mind in this matchup, and it's these two for sure being in that matchup. Wesley being maybe the more underrated name, but Santos Escobar definitely could, you know, turn some heads. Oh my God, a moonsault. Springboard moonsault there, and all of a sudden Wesley with the momentum. Wesley doesn't notice that Santos Escobar was back up to his feet. Santos Escobar, big striking blows to the face of Wesley, connecting with, connecting with the axe handle, but Santos Escobar able to punch him right in the gut. Oh, the double underhook neck breaker. Oh my goodness, Santos Escobar. All that weight on the back of the neck. Now going to go for the pinfall. Will this be enough? 2, 3, and it is. Santos Escobar with an impressive win over Wesley tonight. Escobar was just way too much tonight for Wesley. Frog splash earlier in the matchup didn't work out too well. Almost got the win. And look at that kind of, I guess, a running moonsault, I guess you want to call that. Right there, that running forearm. But I think for Santos, the adrenaline was just flowing through him. He's able to get right back up to his feet. And just like that, Santos Escobar with a win, gets that momentum heading into NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. Big win for Santos. Braun, I see you have a match coming up next, and I'm going to have my eyes very, very close to see what you're going to do, because you're going to be taking on the NXT debut of Von Wagner, and you're going to need all the help tonight you're going to need, because this man is going to destroy you. But if for some reason he can't do it, then I will do it at NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. You could even hold your own with the best of the best in the NXT Championship division. How do you think you're going to fare in the UK division that I run? Nobody's going to be able to defeat me at TakeOver Stand and Deliver, and no one will ever be able to defeat me. They don't call me the Irish Ace for nothing. Braun Breaker, you stand no chance at Stand and Deliver, so you might as well just forfeit your opportunity, because it's going to be a shame for you to even get a paycheck at Stand and Deliver, because you were sure as hell not walking out with my NXT United Kingdom champion. See you out there, champ. Strong words there from Jordan Devlin. We'll see how he's going to be faring at NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver against Braun Breaker. But now Braun Breaker will actually be in action in the NXT debut of Von Wagner. This monster looking to make a name for himself here on this NXT roster. I mean, he does have the look. We'll see how he fares on the mic maybe in the near future. But this is a big opportunity for this big man. Not every big man can hold themselves. You gotta have that look, be able to wrestle in the middle of that ring, and not a lot of big men can do that. But we'll see how Von Wagner will be faring here in NXT in the near future, and especially in this matchup against a former NXT champion. And I bet for Bron Breakker, that's gonna, kind of piss him off a little bit, saying that, he couldn't, saying that Bron Breakker couldn't do too well in the NXT Championship division. Then why the hell would he be challenging or going to do any better in the NXT Championship or the UK Championship division? So we'll see if Bron Breakker can show Jordan Devlin why he's the current #1 contender for his championship. He's right, Bron Breakker has had his ups and downs so far. It started off pretty well, and then Bron Breakker, kind of losing some steam there, and then eventually would lose his championship at NXT TakeOver in your house, losing it to Carmelo Hayes. And then Carmelo Hayes would end up losing it the same night to CM Punk. And if you guys missed any of that, make sure you guys watch that NXT TakeOver in your house pay-per-view. It was a lot of twists and turns as we itch closer. We were just a couple weeks away from WrestleMania weekend, their first ever NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver WrestleMania weekend, ladies and gentlemen. We will see how it's going to fare. But before we get there, we have plenty of matches coming your guys' way. Bron Breakker versus Von Wagner right now. For Bron Breakker, he needs to make this short and sweet, I would say. Make sure you're 100% heading into that championship matchup, because this big man Von Wagner, you don't know what his moveset is going to be able to bring to the table. And now Bron Breakker, big shoulder tackle, not able to get all of it, but it was enough of a clubbing blow to take him out. This is what Bron needs to do, keep Von Wagner on that mat. Going for the moonsault there, taking way too much time. Von Wagner able to move out of the way. Like we mentioned, there's you see a lot of big men over the years come and go, unfortunately. It's because they weren't able to get that wrestling side or the mic side of things. So hopefully, maybe for Von Wagner, he might be able to change that. Kind of change that stereotype for big men. And a lot of people expect these wrestlers and these sports entertainers per se to, get it down right away. It's Rome's not built in one day. It took years. It took time, weeks and months of training and getting everything under your belt. You don't want to throw a wrestler out there that not able to hold himself in that ring and hurt himself or even his opponent in a bad way. People would actually wait for these superstars to grow in the middle of that ring. It's a journey. Just take some time. Von Wagner with the back suplex there to the former NXT champion. Trying to hit that lower neck, or the back of the neck there, Bron Breakker. Oh, look at that. Look at that catch and the power slam. Beautiful maneuver there from Von Wagner. Could that be it? No. 2.5. Bron Breakker could be in trouble here. Von Wagner looking really good tonight. Uh-oh. Von Wagner running power slam. Is that it? Oh, strong kick out at one. That is adrenaline kick out for sure there from Bron Breakker. Oh, right to the ribs. Oh, God. The big boot from the big man. Now this is where it looks like Von Wagner just dissecting every arm, the arms now, the ribs. Oh, the double knees to the back too. Von Wagner getting very technical. And this monster is all fired up. I don't think that's what Bron Breakker wants here. With Bron, that staggering punch there. Let's see if it gets him back in this matchup though. Uh-oh. Oh, there you go, Bron. Get yourself back in this match. Little by little. It doesn't have to be right away, but you got to start doing some damage, because all that momentum currently is in the corner of Von Wagner. Big clubbing blows continuing to hurt the face here, and now another turn. Wagner needs to protect himself. Referee couldn't make this match end because, oh, wait a minute. That's Jordan Devlin's music, ladies and gentlemen. Some mind games being played here. Devlin, we just heard from him. Wagner just going to stand there and wait. He's actually going to wait for Bron Breakker to do something. And now Wagner. Oh my goodness. What a power slam there, but there is a rope break, unfortunately. Wagner kind of pissed off, though. He felt like that wouldn't be enough. I think if Wagner pulled him away from the ropes, that's a victory for Von Wagner. But unfortunately for him, he was not able to. So we'll see if that was a huge mistake here. As here we go, pinfall attempt too. Ooh, strong kick. I don't even know if he got a 1 count there. Very impressive here from Bron Breakker. Even by the distraction of Jordan Devlin tonight. Oh God, a big boot to the chest. Oh no, Von Wagner is not done yet. Oh, impressive reversal from Bron Breakker though. The former NXT champ is looking to put him away. Oh, pump handle slam, putting down Von Wagner. And then now, gonna go for that accolade type of maneuver, camel clutch, I guess you could call it as well. Will he make him tap out? Von Wagner in a bad way. Nowhere to go, but he's able to get out of it. Unfortunately for Bron Breakker there. But Bron, he is one hell of a dude. Spear. Spear out of nowhere to Von Wagner. Will this be enough for Bron Breakker? 2, 3 it is. A hellacious back and forth matchup. Bron Breakker though able to knock off Von Wagner here tonight. Look at that impressive slam from Wagner earlier on. That power slam too should have been it, but that is where the long legs come into play for Bron Breakker. The big boot. Surprisingly, didn't go for the pinfall off that. And then Bron Breakker with that spear out of nowhere. And Bron Breakker with a much-needed win. Almost lost the match. Even Jordan Devlin tried to get involved, at least trying the mind games. But Breakker, former NXT champion, able to rise up and come to a big win. And now we are going to have ourselves a Money in the Bank qualifier match, all from the NXT UK division. Obviously, the NXT and NXT UK are now combined. They've been combined for a good, maybe a couple months now for sure. And now you're going to have Blair Davenport taking on Jinny and Makito Satomura. Sorry if I mispronounce Makito Satomura's name. I don't know her too well, as you can tell. But this is going to be a big-time matchup because we already know the first 5 of the Money in the Bank matchup, and these 3 women are looking to qualify for the Money in the Bank matchup for the women's side. So right now you have Mia Yim, you have the current NXT Tag Team Champions Peyton Morris and Billie Kay, you have JC Jane and Gigi Dolan of Toxic Attraction, and now we are going to have a triple threat match to determine who is going to be that last competitor. Can't wait to see where this is going to go, ladies and gentlemen. A big time. And obviously, we're going to see 2 new NXT debuts with, obviously, Blair Davenport. Jinny, we've already seen briefly here in Universe Mode, and the debut of Makito Satomura. And I apologize if I, once again, do butcher any of these names. That is not my intentions. It's like I mentioned, I don't know some of these women too well. I've done my research on them, but there is sometimes where certain superstars, I do kind of butcher their names, so do give me some time if I am actually mispronouncing them. But here comes Jinny making her way down to the ring. Like we mentioned before, she had a matchup here in NXT before. We'll see how she fares tonight in this triple threat match. In her NXT debut, she did look very impressive. So we'll see if she can continue that here, as like we mentioned, NXT and NXT UK here on the NXT 2.0 show here. And this is, like I mentioned, over the coming months, weeks, months, whatever you want to call it, we're going to see a lot of more integration of the NXT UK division, which is going to be absolutely awesome when you think about it, because there's so much talent for the tag team divisions, the women's divisions, the championship divisions as well, of like the NXT Championship, North American Championship. we'll see how that goes in the coming weeks and months. But here is Mikito Satomura. She's been around here for a very long time, and if I remember correctly, for Mikito, she was back in the WCW days. I don't know if that's know the whole story about that, but for sure, from what I understand, she was back all the way back in the WCW days. Don't know how accurate that is at the moment, but nonetheless, that is very impressive if she was all the way back then as well. Because we obviously don't say their ages or whatnot, but she has been around for a very, very long time here. As yes, the early days, Mikito was there in WCW. We'll see how she fares tonight in this triple threat matchup. Referee rings the bell. Ginny and Blair Davenport going at it here. And Mikito doing the right thing, going to take her time and let these women beat the living crap out of each other momentarily until they want to pick a fight. And it looks like Blair Davenport wants herself a fight. Oh, big suplex there takes her down momentarily. But Blair right back up to her feet though. Blair Davenport kind of mocking the entrance of Mikito there. Oh, nice drop kick takes down Ginny. But this is where you got to keep an eye behind your head here, because in this triple threat match, these women are going to be coming out of nowhere. As now the underhook, going to go for maybe a power slam or suplex out of it. Big clothesline turns her inside out. And now, here's we go, a little back and forth. Now Ginny with the DDT. Oh, early pinfall attempt. But Mikito right there to break it up. Oh, nice hip attack right there to the face there of Ginny. Don't want to take too many of those. You might end up with a concussion or kind of knock yourself out in the process. As Ginny is in trouble right now, just being destroyed by the impressive striker of Mikito. But now Blair Davenport going to have something to say about that. In the corner, what does Blair have set for her? Trying to... Oh, yep, this is what you need. Knees right to the ribs. Loosen her up enough to put her away. Oh, look at this. Blair Davenport having eyes behind her head there. Knew Ginny was up to her feet and was able to react. And now these women are going to war in the middle of the ring. Back and forth, just striking and moving crap out of each other. But Blair Davenport, the knees right to the ribs. But right there to break it up is Mikito. As now Ginny going to toss her out. Ooh. Little shades of Cesaro there. But now here comes Mikito coming right after Blair Davenport. Oh, swinging neck breaker. A swinging suplex, whatever you want to call it. 2.5. It was almost enough, as now Ginny want to pick up the scraps real quick. Now from behind. Big old suplex into the pinfall. And look at Ginny, she's like, no, you're not going to do that in the middle of my ring. And I'm excited for this future of NXT 2.0, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of big names have already been signed here to NXT, and I guarantee with NXT just continuing to get bigger and bigger, I think this roster is going to be very, very impressive with already the likes of what we had growing here with young talent, but these veterans that are coming in, and these big name free agents that are seeing how big NXT is with Triple H at the helm here in NXT. We're going to see how it is, and for Triple H, he's going to have even bigger duties, because after WrestleMania, he's going to be the one that is going to be in charge of WWE. Because Vince McMahon is retiring after this year's WrestleMania. Backstabber there from Mikito, but not enough yet, as here comes Blair Davenport. Oh my goodness, the viciousness coming from Blair Davenport. Oh my goodness, what a knee strike there. Shades of Shinsuke Nakamura. 2.5. Are you kidding me? That was a beautiful strike there that we saw from Blair Davenport. And now, Blair gonna go high risk here. Telling her to get up to her feet. But Ginny right there, able to break it up momentarily. If I'm Ginny, I'd go after Mikito that was currently knocked out at that time. But now she's going to definitely get her wish here. Makito tossed over the top rope. Still staying on it. Going for that jumping kick strike. That didn't work out too well. DDT there from Ginny. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Oh, look at this. A little bit of a head scissors submission type of maneuver here. Little shades of AJ Lee back in the day. Will she make Makito Satomura tap out? But Ginny lets go of it. Makito now from behind. Both these women, they know how big this opportunity is. All these women have looked great tonight, representing that NXT United Kingdom Championship division. And now here comes Blair Davenport from behind. And over the top rope we go. And now, who does Blair Davenport go after? You got Makito on the left, Ginny on the right. And it looks like she has made her decision. Oh, that jumping kick strike right to the dome. Oh my God. What a strike. And going for another one, but Ginny knew that she's going to the wall too many times. And now snap suplex to the outside. And these women are showing that NXT United Kingdom Championship division here on NXT, how brutal that is. These women coming to NXT now are going to be very impressive with these strikes and kicks. I cannot wait to see the future of this women's division. And now we got ourselves a stalemate right now. All three women, this crowd is going crazy right now for these women. Question is, who's going to make their first move? All three women waiting in the middle of that ring. And now Makito. Oh, big elbow strike there. Oh, and a drop kick. Oh, didn't really work out in her favor. Oh, big knee strike there. Now back in the ring, Blair, Davenport, and Ginny are going at it. Makito back up to her feet after just eating face first on that announce table. And now Ginny coming right after Makito. But Makito with those big strikes. And another one. Knee into a big kick to the back of the skull. And now Blair Davenport showing that British strong style that we love to see from the NXT United Kingdom Women's Division. Over the top rope we go. Uh-oh. Makito, who does she target though? Both women down. Frog splash to the lower back of Ginny. Will that be enough? Pinfall opportunity. 1, 2. No, 2.5. If Blair Davenport wasn't taunting, she very well could have lost that matchup there. Thankfully for Blair Davenport, Ginny was already knocked out. Superman punch, or Superwoman punch, I guess, from Blair. Big knee strike there. Takes out Makito. Will it be out this time? But no. Ginny able to break it up. And Blair Davenport, she seems like she is pissed off right now about that. She knows how big of an opportunity that could have been. She could have been the first ever NXT UK Women's winner for the Money in the Bank. It's now Blair Davenport. Oh my God. What a knee strike. Moonsault misses. And now let's see if Makito can capitalize. Uh-oh. Has her up. Makito. Down goes Blair. And now, big opportunity. 2. No. Kicks out again. These women are going to war tonight. Big move after big move. It just has not been enough as she connects with a Pele kick to the back of the skull. Blair Davenport may be in trouble. And now, again, has her up, takes her down. Will this be enough to put her away? 2, 3, and it is. Makito is going to NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver, and we'll get that last opportunity at TakeOver Stand and Deliver, a part of that women's Money in the Bank match. What a triple threat match, ladies and gentlemen. These women went to war tonight. If Makito can do the same performance she did tonight, I definitely give her the advantage of walking out with that Money in the Bank briefcase. And now here comes Mr. MJF the man that debuted with Brian Cage last week to take out Jon Moxley. And Bryan Danielson. Moxley was laid out by MJF. Bryan Danielson put through a table at ringside. So we are going to see what is on the mind of MJF and Brian Cage. Brian Cage is already at ringside, but we are going to be hearing from MJF momentarily to address why he did that. We already announced MJF is officially signed to the NXT roster here, ladies and gentlemen. But for MJF, what are his intentions? Is he helping out Chris Jericho and Big Show? Is Brian Cage and MJF a part of this, this tag team or stable with Chris Jericho and Big Show? Or was this one of just a big hit from MJF and Brian Cage to make a name for themselves? We'll have to wait and see, because obviously Jericho said the devil is in the details, and the MJF is known as the devil. So we'll have to wait and see. You NXT peasants probably don't even know who I am, so let me introduce myself. My name is MJF, and this man right behind me is my insurance policy, Brian Cage. No, we're not involved with Chris Jericho and the Big Show. We just got paid a little bit of money to take them out and go our separate ways. We got to make a name for ourselves sometime, right? We're on the road to WrestleMania. WrestleMania season means more money for me and my insurance policy. So how about this next week? Jon Moxley or Bryan Danielson, how about you step in the ring with Brian Cage and test your luck to see how you fare? Or maybe, just maybe, let's have Wardlow step up to the plate and see who the better big man is. We are the pinnacle of professional wrestling. Our intentions have been known last week, and more intentions are going to be known tonight, because me, MJF, will be in the world title division in just months. You're going to be looking at the next NXT champion here on NXT, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Jericho was right about one thing. The devil is in the details. I am that devil, and I'm going to be turning professional wrestling on its head. And if you think NXT Stand and Deliver is going to be chaotic, imagine what it's going to be after on the first edition of NXT. So let's go, Brian Cage. I don't like these peasants any more than you do. And now we get to see Zoe Stark in action as she's accompanied by her tag team partner, Nikita Lyons. As Zoe Stark will be taking on the NXT Women's Champion, Mandy Rose, in a non-title matchup tonight. Last week we had a triple threat women's tag team matchup where the winner would go on to face the current tag team champions, the Iconics, for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships, and we saw Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez walk out and become out the new #1 contenders. Cora Jade and Roxanne, they took some time for them to pick up a win, but they finally picked up their first win. And now here comes Toxic Attraction, Mandy Rose, your NXT Women's Champion. And we're also going to see Gigi Dolan and JC Jane a part of that women's Money in the Bank matchup. And like I mentioned before here, what happens if Gigi Dolan and JC Jane walk out with, or either woman I should say, walk out with that Money in the Bank briefcase? Will there be an uncertainty there, possibly? Or will there be a, be like, okay, hey, you're going to hold this briefcase, there's not going to be a cash-in whatsoever. So it protects Mandy Rose from, being possibly attacked down the line. That could be also really smart. We'll have to wait and see what the future holds at NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. Ringing that bell as your NXT Women's Champion takes on Zoe Stark in a non-title matchup. We'll see if Zoe Stark can rebound after losing that triple threat tag team match with herself and Nikita Lyons. And Rose is going to look to have a strong showing as she defends against Emma. Oh my goodness! I don't know what type of maneuver that was, but it looked like it's going to be very impressive. But missing that is going to definitely hurt the ribs there of Zoe Stark. And we could be mere moments away from Mandy Rose actually putting away Zoe Stark, because You can tell there's a lot of speed on that high-flying maneuver. Oh, big haymaker there from Zoe Stark. Coming right after the champ, but the champ fighting back now. Oh, and pulled her down by the hair. Come on, ref, you gotta watch that out for that. We know how dirty Mandy Rose can play. Oh, right on that left arm. And again, maybe Mandy Rose could set up for an abdominal stretch, an arm bar of sorts to maybe put away Zoe Stark later on in the matchup. You never know the true intentions of a superstar, and they'll never let you know the strategy. Or if they do, it could be a bluff. It's like Mandy Rose just eating up this crowd right now. Not paying one attention to Zoe Stark. But for Zoe, you can't give Zoe Stark any time to recuperate, ladies and gentlemen, because we know how dangerous Zoe Stark can be in that ring. Very impressive. A lot of hard-hitting strikes for sure. The referee finally starting his count. Zoe Stark going to finally go after the champion ringside. Uh-oh. Mandy Rose. Oh, gets hit with the German. Oh, and Zoe Stark not done yet. Another one. And now, another one. A trifecta of German suplexes. But look at that. Mandy Rose right back up to her feet. But now she's going to eat another suplex. If you think you could get up right after 3 of them, why don't you eat a 4th one just for good measures? Now Mandy Rose is right tossing that hard corner there of that post there. Little small LED post. Referee at a 7. Mandy Rose back inside the ring. Let's see if Rose can somehow get back in this matchup or not. And look at Mandy Rose easily tossing Zoe Stark over the top rope. And Mandy Rose just going to take this in right now. Not going to go after Zoe Stark. Going to wait for her to get back in the ring. Which is probably a good thing for Mandy Rose, because she's going to want to recuperate after what she's been hit with, especially at ringside. As now Zoe Stark in position with the hook of the leg. 2. Big kick out there from Mandy Rose. Oh, and a big clubbing blow to the back of the neck. That is not going to be feeling good. Zoe Stark with those big strikes to the midsection there. Zoe Stark's looking to continue to do some momentum. Misses the dropkick, but looks like she still has some time to connect, and she did in the second one. And for Mandy Rose, you could definitely say her toughest test is coming up in a couple weeks' time at NXT TakeOver. Stand and Deliver, a massive pay-per-view coming your guys' way live on the channel. Cannot wait to see how these young and up-and-coming superstars and these veterans will handle. We heard from MJF on why he attacked, on why Brian Cage and himself attacked Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley. It's a flying forearm there from Zoe Stark. MJF saying they got paid by Chris Jericho and Big Show to do it. And now MJF challenging, or I should say MJF saying that Brian Cage will take on either Jon Moxley, Bryan Danielson, or maybe even Wardlow next week. It'll be depending on what Blackpool Combat Club wants to do in that match. So it seems like we got all sorts of stables here growing on NXT. It seems like a lot of them are, looking to make the better name for themselves. Especially, you got Jericho and Big Show. They're trying to outplay Blackpool Combat Club, saying, "Hey, you know what? You think you have a wild card in your hands? Well, we can put a bounty on your head, essentially. Pay some money to take a hit out on you." MJF and Brian Cage easily taking that money. We didn't know MJF and Brian Cage were signed until earlier on this week, which is absolutely crazy to think about. And MJF kind of sending a threat to the whole locker room with him and an insurance policy that being Brian Cage. He's back in the ring we go. Referee was almost at an 8 count. Mandy Rose looking to go high risk. I don't think this is a good idea for Mandy Rose. Oh, and it ends up backfiring on her. That's what I was trying to say, but Mandy Rose quicker in the exchange, surprisingly. As now she's going to try to go with the fall-away slam. Beautiful fall-away slam. Let's see if Zoe Stark can get herself back in this matchup, because the champion has all the momentum at the moment. Nikita Lyons there watching from ringside, hoping that her tag team partner can pick up a big win here. No, but Mandy Rose. The damage was too much inside the ring. and it was just too much towards the end of the match inside of the ring after the damage outside of it. Look at that flying cross. I guess it would be the springboard clothesline of sorts there. Mandy Rose super kick earlier on in the matchup, but that running knee essentially was a knockout blow, and Mandy Rose just touching up the ribs and everything, and it ends up being the winning blow as Mandy Rose continues her momentum. Who will be the champion at Stand and Deliver? Will it be Emma? Will it be Mandy Rose? Make sure you guys to stay tuned to that matchup. It is time for your main event of the evening. The Russian Ilja Dragunov will be tagging up with Karrion Kross. We had some, obviously Ilja Dragunov and Karrion Kross at one time were part of Punk Society. Karrion Kross would go on to leave first. CM Punk would go on to win the NXT Championship a couple weeks after that. And when CM Punk was celebrating with Ilja Dragunov, CM Punk laid out Ilja Dragunov, and come to find out CM Punk didn't want any dead weight with him and turned his back on Ilja Dragunov. And Karrion Kross is absolutely right that there's no leadership there from CM Punk, but I think with the Revival being Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood, I think for those two, they know CM Punk a lot better than Ilja Dragunov and Karrion Kross. It's not just like a random tandem that CM Punk picked here in NXT. The Revival, one of the best tag teams in professional wrestling. And you got the best in the world, CM Punk. You got the best in the world tag team, self-proclaimed tag team in the world, that being the Revival. So we'll see how that fares, because the Revival are going to have an opportunity to take out Karrion Kross and Ilja Dragunov. Obviously, Ilja Dragunov and Karrion Kross, more of a singles competitor side here in WWE. We'll see how they fare tonight as a tag team. And we are just mere moments away from Karrion Kross, your North American champion, coming out with his wife, Scarlett. And for Karrion Kross, it is a massive main event at NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. He already has one win over CM Punk months ago. I guess it'd probably be last month. But for Karrion Kross, this is, you could say, the biggest match of his career, because this is a winner-take-all. The winner of that main event at Stand and Deliver takes both the NXT North American Championship and the NXT Championship, and will be holding that championship near and dear around their waist. But the question is, who will it be? Will it be the self-proclaimed best in the world CM Punk, your NXT champion, or will it be the ever-dangerous Karrion Kross? CM Punk could get hit with a cross jacket, or CM Punk could lay out Karrion Kross with a go-to-sleep, or the Pepsi plunge, or the pedigree from up top. We'll have to wait and see, as we are just a couple weeks away from that big marquee matchup, ladies and gentlemen. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm actually being told next week here on NXT, we are going to be hearing from the NXT General Manager, Triple H, about NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver, as well as what's going to be happening with him running WWE after Vince McMahon retires after WrestleMania. How crazy is that going to be, man? Vince McMahon, that hasn't really been shown too much here in Universe mode. When he does, usually it's a major announcement, and whenever he actually does come out, the Fiend beats the crap out of him, it seems like. But nonetheless, Triple H is taking over WWE after WrestleMania. Does he continue to be the NXT General Manager? Do we see a new one? What are his intentions? We will find out next week here on NXT. And I can tell you next week here, Brian Cage will officially be taking on Bryan Danielson of the Blackpool Combat Club after Brian Cage decimated Danielson by putting him through the table. As here comes your NXT champion, CM Punk. And once again, keeping that championship in the back. Going to keep that championship well guarded for his NXT championship defense. But for CM Punk, this man has had a lot of big time matches in his career. But you could say Karrion Kross's match is definitely going to be the biggest, obviously in his NXT career, but maybe in his all career. I mean, like you said, he's faced a lot of legends in his career. But with how dangerous Karrion Kross is, you definitely could say this is going to be the biggest match at the moment for CM Punk. You got the Revival trying to get a little taste of wins here in NXT's tag team division. They did lose in their first tag team match back here in NXT. They call themselves the best tag team in the world of today, so we'll see how that's going to fare. It's going to take some time for the Revival. There's a lot of good tag teams here, ladies and gentlemen, from the likes of the current NXT champions, Grizzled Young Veterans. You got Hit Row, Legado del Fantasma. You got the Creed brothers, Julius and Brutus Creed there, and so many other tag teams here on NXT that we can go on and on about. But it looks like both tag teams are ready. Ilja Dragunov and Dax Harwood are going to kick us off here tonight. Referee ringing the bell. Here we go. Ilja Dragunov and Dax Harwood. 1-on-1 here to start. And announced last week from CM Punk saying that there is a no touching clause, no tagging clause between himself and Karrion Kross. So both of these men cannot attack each other whatsoever on the road to NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. And Karrion Kross ultimately said he doesn't care. He'll take out the Revival and anyone that is in his way until we get the NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. And obviously Ilja Dragunov wants to get some big revenge on this new, I guess you would call it the Revival with CM Punk and everything like that, because of what CM Punk did to Ilja Dragunov. CM Punk defeated Ilja Dragunov 1-on-1. And we'll have to wait and see if that rivalry will ever continue, but that rivalry, that's the main focus here on NXT brand. It is Karrion Kross versus CM Punk at Stand and Deliver, winner take all, North American Championship, also with the NXT Championship, winner take all at WrestleMania weekend. Let's look at Karrion Kross, standing gut punch suplex, making that look way too easy. As a dash. I should say cash, pardon me. Ooh, nice backbreaker there from Cash Wheeler. Going to tag his other tag team partner Dax Harwood into the ring. Revival, the multi-time tag team champions here in Universe mode. We'll see how they fare here on NXT, the reboot of NXT. That's a little different from the old school black and gold brand, but nothing wrong with that. NXT definitely needed a change, and they got it. So, Ilja Dragunov coming right after Cash Wheeler. Not going to wait for Dax to get back in the ring. Oh my goodness. Suplex in the hardest part of the ring. It looks like he's going to eat a big suplex after what he just did to his tag team partner there. But Ilja Dragunov not going to back down from the fight whatsoever here. So Ilja Dragunov trying to decide if he wants to attack Cash Wheeler or not here. Referee at a 4. Going for a punch again. Uh-oh. Looks like we're going to go for another suplex. Ilja Dragunov trying to do as much damage to the Revival here on NXT. And just a slight distraction there from CM Punk. And just like that, a suplex from Dax Wheeler. You hate to see that, ladies and gentlemen. And now, wait a minute. Uh-oh. Oh, right into the steel steps. And now it's turned into a handicap match at the moment. We'll see if Ilja Dragunov can capitalize. Going for a suplex, but nice reversal from Dax Harwood. We know for Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler looking up to the best in the world. The best that there ever was, that being Bret Hart. And now Dragunov, ooh, nice maneuver there. That move I've loved to see is back in the day from Mr. Kennedy with that maneuver. One of his finishing maneuvers back in the day. As now, here we go. Nice. Underhook suplex. Will that be enough? No. That could have honestly been a rope break, but it wasn't. Now Cash Wheeler is going to take his time right now. Ilja Dragunov trying to get to his partner, trying to get to the North American champion, but no, Cash Wheeler not going to allow that to happen. The Revival, this is a perfect opportunity for the Revival to beat a non-tag team here in NXT. Got one of the best tag teams, that being the Revival, taking on a tag team that, I guess they were a team at one point, but they don't have the tag team experience as the Revival do. As now into the corner to go. No! Nice flying uppercut there from Ilja Dragunov. Oh, nice Russian leg sweep as well. Ilja Dragunov has the momentum. Referee right there with the hook of the leg though. 2. Ilja Dragunov thought he had him, but was not it. Can Ilja Dragunov take out the Revival? As now we see a tag team maneuver from Ilja Dragunov and Karrion Kross. That back body drop taking down Cash Wheeler. Oh, Cash Wheeler though, able to block off Karrion Kross and hit him with a back suplex. Who do you guys have winning the winner-take-all matchup at WrestleMania? Will it be the dangerous Karrion Kross, or will it be the self-proclaimed best in the world today, that being CM Punk? It seems like here in Universe Mode, CM Punk has defeated everyone so far here in NXT, and even that being Triple H in a one-on-one contest. So we'll see how Punk does at WrestleMania. I think that winner-take-all matchup is going to be absolutely crazy to think about. Everything is on the line. 2 championships. The momentum, the top of the mountain is on the line, essentially. And I mean, it's just, there's just so much so much anticipation for this matchup. Karrion Kross have Ilja Dragunov helping him out at all? Will it just be Scarlett? Will the Revival be at ringside with CM Punk? Well, this match is going to be an absolutely brutal one for sure. And now Ilja Dragunov going to take out Cash Wheeler. And might as well do as much damage as he can. After starting his count at 1, I don't know if he's noticed Ilja Dragunov taking out Cash Wheeler here. As Ilja Dragunov trying to decide who he wants to take out here. Oh, but here comes Dax. No! It seems like Ilja Dragunov was waiting for Dax to come out to ringside. No! Right into that barricade. Go for the super kick. Here comes Dax. As he throws him down to the other side of the arena. Ilja Dragunov just taking way too much time, and he's ultimately going to pay for it right there. Oh, right there on that knee too. Dax going to go to work here. This is not what you want. A technical wrestler like Dax Harwood, very old school wrestler, old school tag team is the Revival. Look at these punches and chops going up against that barricade as well. Now going to toss him over by CM Punk. Referee is at an 8 now. Could we see a count out? Oh, CM Punk has his hands on Ilja Dragunov. We're almost at a 9 count, but Dax wants to get some more damage done to Ilja Dragunov. And like I mentioned, this is a much needed win for the Revival, I would say, more than Karrion Kross and Ilja Dragunov, just because, you know, they need that tag team momentum. They don't have a matchup at WrestleMania, but I mean, I think as a tag team, and definitely for CM Punk's sake, I definitely think the Revival need to win this. As, oh, wait a minute, Ilja Dragunov coming after CM Punk. Hits him with a scoop slam. Into an elbow to the chest area. Ilja Dragunov not playing around here, coming right after the NXT champion. Referee at a 7. Ilja Dragunov tempting CM Punk to do something about it. Back and forth we go. Ilja Dragunov looking to take it to Scott, or I almost said Scott Dawson, but that being Dax Harwood. Nice. Another nice suplex as well there from Ilja Dragunov. For Ilja Dragunov, he wants to definitely make a new name for himself. That Russian headbutt out of nowhere. Will that be it? 2. Oh! Able to kick out at 2 just before Cash was able to get in the ring. crowd is absolutely right. We are seeing some tag team wrestling tonight. Ilja Dragunov trying to go for that knee strike, but not able to connect that far. Sets up Karrion Kross going to work on Cash Wheeler at ringside. This match is breaking down for sure. Oh, big chops from Dax. Here comes Dax Harwood. Big knee strike. Oh my God, what a clothesline. Cash Wheeler might have a concussion after that strike. As Kross just choking the life out of Cash Wheeler. Now Dax Harwood trying to keep the revival with the momentum at the moment. Dax Harwood. Setting up Ilja Dragunov. Pile driver, sit out pile driver. Lays out Ilja Dragunov. 2, 3, and the revival pick up a win over Ilja Dragunov and Karrion Kross here in the main event of NXT. Was that Sasita suplex earlier on in the matchup almost enough to put away Dax Harwood? It was ultimately not enough. That flying headbutt almost was enough to put away Dax, but this the sit out pile driver wins it. And there's a look of the big team. Revival get the much needed tag team win, showing you why they are definitely one of the best here on NXT. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, as we will see you guys on SmackDown for a very chaotic episode, as we will be figuring out the last couple superstars to qualify for the Money in the Bank matchup for WrestleMania.